Hey guys, what's up? So recently we had a video on ghost types in SSOU. Now we're going to be switching to fairy types, the next type. I figured I'd go through some of the more prominent types. I'm probably not going to cover every type, but there are going to be a few more that I'm going to hit beyond ghost and now fairies. So stay tuned for those. But for now, let's get into the fairy types in SSOU. So this is a list of what I believe to be all the fully evolved fairy types in the game now. Maybe I'm missing one or two. If I am, let me know in the comments and I'll let you guys know how I feel there. Comments are always super important, so never hesitate to let me know what you're feeling in the comments, guys, about the videos, about the channel, etc. But anyway, so let's start alphabetically with Alchemy. I'm feeling like it's okay. It's more of an NU type Pokemon. This is a JP generation for it. But yeah, all in all, it's got some cool utility moves. You could run a Heal Bell, Aromatherapy type of stuff. You could run like Combine Stored Power. It actually can run like nice Life Orb sets, 3 attacks. It's got Mystical Fire, Side Shot coverage. It's cool, but ultimately I'm feeling D rank for it. And unfortunately got some white backgrounds just because the sprites I found on the website were kind of jank. And I'm just putting this video together tonight. It's 1 o'clock, so I didn't want to spend forever on it. But yeah, I don't think the contrast is too bad. It could be like yellow and then like forget about it, or like a dark gray and like clash. But nah, I'm thinking the white is okay. But if that really distracts you guys, I'll try to find perfect ones for the next one. Do not worry. But yeah. Anyway, next we have Aromatisse. It's a really good Wish Passer, and also with Z moves last generation, it was good with like Trick Room, Nasty Plot as well. This generation though, it's mainly just in the Wish Passer role. That's fine. It has nice bulk and the ability to pass wishes. I'm thinking it's better than Alchemy just because of that utility that it has. But admittedly, it's still kind of limited. I'm going to put it in C tier just because it's always kind of been a bit more of an RU Pokemon, whereas Alchemy feels like it's settling in NU, you know. But I wouldn't really use either in OU, truth be told. But the next Pokemon we're looking at is like an OU staple this generation. Belladrum Azumarill is mad good. It's going to be at the top of A tier. Choice Band sets and Assault Vest sets, and even the Trapper, Whirlpool, Perish Song sets are okay, but Belladrum just takes the cake. It's really potent in the metagame right now, and you kind of have to force like one of a specific pool of counters if you really want to beat it, and even then it's going to be weakening them a ton with +6 Aqua Jet and maybe getting it killed beforehand, so Belladrum Azumarill is a really good plus Pokemon. I definitely would recommend it, but it's nothing compared to what was pre-DLC Clefable, which basically ran things. It was on over 2/3 of teams in general, if you include tournaments, and probably still over half on the ladder. But yeah, despite that, Clefable actually took a bit of a hit. Now things like the aforementioned Azumarill, Magearna, Urshifu, Volcarona, Marowak either outclass it in a way, like Magearna kind of takes its coverage away from it, because you can't really use 2 fairies without being sort of clunky. And it's definitely doable. A lot of balances do it, but it's going to cut into some usage, of course, naturally. Same with the Azumarill, honestly. Especially the Azumarill makes more hyper-offensive teams like good and rain teams good, and Clefable isn't fitting on those. But also, on top of that, things like Urshifu are able to kill especially defensive sets, so it's going to have to regroup a little bit, reform what it does in the metagame, especially with less things like Kyurem, Inspect Aegislash run reasons to run specially defensive sets. But despite all this, Clefable's still pretty damn good. In fact, it's better than Azumarill in my eyes. But now instead of Wish Teleport, especially defensive set, I actually run 160 defense, which we'll see in a minute, with utility moves like Knock, Thunder Wave, Encore, Stealth Rock, etc. And that's still pretty good. Of course, combined sets are still alright too. Yeah, but I'm going to put it in S rank just because it's always been S rank. But honestly, in OU, it's probably more like A+ rank. But just in terms of relative to other fairy types, it's still S. It's been dominant in OU since Generation 6. And there's no stopping it being one of the better Pokemon. But admittedly, it has taken a bit of a hit over the last couple days. So definitely stay tuned. No one, I think, is calling for Clefable to be banned anymore, which is cool. Next up, we have the Dene. It's just a piece of shit rat. There's nothing really else to it. Just got to regroup for a second. Yeah, we're good. All right. After that, we got Gardevoir. Gardevoir is a really strong Pokemon. It also has a great utility move pool: Trick, Wish, Destiny Bond, Will-O-Wisp, Taunt, Screens, etc. But in UU, it actually runs some like really potent Choice Sketch, Specs, and Scarf. In OU, it really doesn't have any usage, but probably has like alright niche, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna put it in B rank though. I think that it kind of is clear that like we got the top tier like elite fairy types with all the utility in the world, like Clefable. Then we got the really strong offensive potent threat that fits in OU, Azumarill. Then we get down to like UU and B, RU and C, then NU and D, and just like complete piece of shit rat and F. So yeah. But anyway, following this up, we have another OU viable Pokemon now in Grimmsnarl. It's an elite light screen and reflect setter on hyper offensive teams, which is really cool. Admittedly, you're not going to fit it on other archetypes. People have tried like bulk up Breast Talk to abuse Prankster, but honestly, those sets never get any traction. Things like Talk Specs are able to just completely abuse it, not to mention pretty much any steel type in the tier. So, yeah, but it's really good with setting up screens, and given that it's so good at that, it's a staple on these type of hyper-offensive teams that have gained a lot of traction on the ladder over the months. I'd say that it's a clear-cut A-tier Pokemon. Definitely let me know what you think of Grimmsnarl and hyper-offensive teams, especially with Azumarill as well, just because hyper-offensive teams tend to be very heavy, especially with this bad boy that we're going to be doing in a minute, Magearna. But Next up, we have Hatterene. Hatterene, again, another Pokemon that was introduced this generation. It's alright, it has Magic Bounce, which is pretty cool. And actually kind of just sweeps through some teams with the Dragonkiss, Mystical Fire, Psychic, Calm Mindset, which I'm going to be highlighting in a little bit. Of course, it's still pretty niche, though. It's hard to fit because it's going to kind of just... they're better fairies to use, pretty much, which is what held back a lot of Pokemon like Hatterene and Gardevoir, and even Pokemon we'll get to a bit later on, like Sylveon and Togekiss. Admittedly, though, when it is used, it is pretty damn effective, so definitely try Hatterene out. Let me know what you think of Hatterene, for sure. I'm going to put it in low A rank just because I feel like it's a bit less prominent in OU than Grimmsnarl Screens, but it's still an OU Pokemon, and I think that low A rank fits it. I could see it being in high B, though. Speaking of B, actually, you know what, Klefki, I'm not going to put Klefki in C. Klefki's kind of been like a niche UU Pokemon over the generations. People have used it in like these really ratchet type offensive teams as a prankster spiker, but honestly, it's just such a garbage Pokemon. All hazard removal beats it. You can't do anything offensively. It just can status things and spike up, and against a good player, it's really not effective because you know exactly what it's going to do, and you have counterplay to it directly. You just go into your Exodrill, go into your, your Corviknight, etc., or just go into your opposing set of Sleeper or your ground type. It's really hard to make progress with it. So I just don't rate it too highly, but it's been alright in like UU. I could see it being okay in RU as well if it ever drops down that far, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Next up, we have Fairy type Jesus, Magearna. Him or her. So I guess it's kind of like a her. I don't know. Who cares? Don't assign gender to your Pokemon, dudes. Just keep going, But Magearna is like the master of everything Fire types you would want for. It's a great sweeper. It can run choice items this generation. It's an amazing pivot, bulky presence. It's Assault Vest or Painfully, It does everything. Now it gets Draining Kiss and Stored Power on top of that. Forget about it. Magearna is just the GOAT Fairy type in OU. A lot of people are saying it's broken. If you have any thoughts on that, let me know. But I made a whole video on that and a large post on it, and I posted the video on this channel. So definitely be sure to check out my Magearna video. I'm sure I'll talk many, many times about it again. I've been discussing with people in the comments nonstop about it, and I'm really excited to see where it goes in the metagame and where the metagame reacts to it. So yeah, next up we have the much less fortunate Steel Fairy type ever since the Mega Evolutions got nuked anyway in Mawile. Mawile I'm putting behind Alchemy, but still in D tier because Intimidate and the typing allows it to be a nice rocker in like PU, maybe even NU, and also could rock the Sheer Force set, which was pretty good in NU a couple generations ago. But yeah, regular Mawile, especially when it was Soul Steel type, was just really mediocre. And now with the Fire typing, Intimidate or Sheer Force, it's okay. It has some tools for it, but still pretty abysmal stats. And you really wish it was faster or stronger. But I digress. Still has nice physical bulk, access to Stealth Rock, Knock, Super Fang, etc. So there's something there. It's enough to like be on the board. It's not like with the shit rat and F rank. But yeah, speaking of shit rat looking Pokemon, we have Mimikyu, who unfortunately has been OU Pokemon for a while now, but it's just really weak, and I'm low on it. And I said this in the Ghost type video, so definitely check that out as well. But I'm gonna put it in the top of B rank because it is in fact OU, so I gotta put it above Gardevoir. But I think it's a tier below every single OU Fire type. So yeah. Next up we have Mr. Mime, another Fairy Psychic type to go alongside Hatterene and Gardevoir. Unfortunately, though, it's a bit less fortunate. While it is a little faster than those Pokemon, and there's extra coverage moves like Focus Blast, which Hatterene misses out on. It's really frail on the physical end, and honestly, it's more of a lower tier Pokemon. You just wish it could do more. Gardevoir kind of outclassed it, despite being slower, it's so much stronger as well, with all the coverage and then some. So yeah, I'm going to put Mr. Mime right between Alchemy and Mawile. It's really been a good PU Pokemon for a while. It has some niche in NU. People have used it even this generation, but ultimately, it's nothing special. And I don't know what the hell Game Freak's trying to do with like this Mr. Grime, Mr. Mime Galar shit. It just doesn't feel right to me. Like, chill, guys. It's a damn mime. We don't need any more of it. Trust me. It was kind of a failed experiment to begin with. Trust, you really don't have to expand. I promise. Please, no more. No more. I'm serious. Please, no more, guys. No more. For real. But anyway, getting on to another Pokemon with the same typing now as Azumarill and a Water Fairy. We have Primarina, a starter Pokemon from a generation or two ago. It's really cool this generation with the sub mindset, but unfortunately the addition of Chansey just kind of ramshackled that. It did get Draining Kiss, which is nice, and it also gets Flip Turn for Choice Spec set, so there is a saving grace there. I'm going to go ahead and put it in, I'm going to put it in A tier right here, behind Hatterene. I think before all of this, I would have put it all the way at the top 8 tier above Grimmsnarl, but DLC was really unkind to it, even if it got access to something like, Flip Turn, which is a really amazing move. Basically a water type U-turn with 60 base power, so you could like use specs, but if you're like expecting a chance, you could chip that and pivot out. But yeah, no, it's still not amazing, unfortunately. Better days have been seen, but I'm going to try it out eventually. Don't get me wrong. I really like this design. I think Subcommand Primarina was mad good in the late pre-DLC metagame. So yeah, next up we have Ribombee, which is pretty much exclusively used in UU nowadays. Not so much in OU, as Shuckle is taking over as a sticky web setter, but it's still viable, I guess. I'm going to put it below Gardevoir, but it's definitely above Klefki. It has nice utility given its speed and typing. It can hit decently hard despite being kind of weak. That was the worst sentence of all time. It can hit decently hard despite being weak. Does it hit hard or is it weak? What the hell am I trying to say here, guys? Holy shit. No, it packs a punch for something that you kind of just review as like a sticky web setter that's fast and just U-turn and stun spores you. But it's definitely not an offensive behemoth, so don't try to use it like that. But yeah, it's been aight in UU for sure. And I could definitely see some sticking power there. Pun intended. Ha ha ha. Next up we have Shinotic. It actually access to Spore, so naturally that plus the grass typing help with things like Zero Aura. I know you actually is kind of lit, but fortunately it's more of a bottom dweller Pokemon seen in NU. I don't know if it's PU this generation, I think it was last, but it does have access to Strength Sap, which is cool. I think it's alright, but it was good against Silvally Water and Silvally Dark and Silvally Dragon when those three like ran and shit in you, but nowadays it's taking a bit of a hit. I'm going to put it ahead of Mr. Mime still just because Mime is like a full-on PU Pokemon, and Shinotic is kind of cool, and honestly it can like hard counter Zero Aura and OU, which is cool, but yeah, it is still limited in what it can do. Next up we have Slurpuff, a very dynamic Pokemon. I think it's been banned from UU in past generations. The Belladrum and Combine sets with Unburden are really potent, and on top of that, it does get access to Sticky Web, but I do view it as inferior to Ribombee as an overall option. I'm going to put it in the top of Tier C right now, but yeah, it has seen better days for sure. And Ribombee's seen worse days now. It has heavy-duty boots. It's kind of at its peak, if you will. So yeah, we could easily see this to flip-flop, though, or Ribombee in C / Slurpuff in the end of B. So yeah, definitely cool Pokemon. Next up, we got Sylveon, a really cool Pokemon in my eyes. Unfortunately, Clefable kind of outclassed it, took its niche away in OU when it's initially being used a bit, which is really cool, but it still is really cool. I love it in draft formats, but since this is about OU, it really just doesn't have a place in OU this generation, but it's one of the top UU Pokemon. Because of that, I'm going to go ahead and stick it above Mimikyu. I know Mimikyu is like kind of an OU Pokemon, but I don't give a crap. I hate Mimikyu, I love Sylveon, and this is my list, so let's freaking go, guys. Next up, we got Togekiss. For those of you that don't know, Togekiss got the Serene Grace ability. Kind of pretty good, you know, with Air Slash. Maybe just a 60% chance of flinch. It's cool, it's cool. I haven't rage quit about it recently. No. No big deal. But to be real with you guys, Nasty Upon Togekiss is mad good with heavy duty boots or leftovers. Offensive sets with also Flamethrower are cool. You can even run Trick with Choice Specs or Choice Scarf to help cripple things like Chansey or Magearna. Well, you're not really crippling Magearna by giving it specs, you're actually just making it stronger. So watch the hell out for doing that, guys. But yeah, no, it's a pretty strong Pokemon, and it can be one of the most infuriating Pokemon to face alongside Jirachi, so definitely be wary of that. It's got a nice typing to it, naturally checks for Shifu. Because of that, we're going to go ahead and put it right above Primarina right now. Yeah, now we'll leave it below the hat. It's fine. Nah, the shit hat's pretty decent. No lie. Anyway, following that, we also have Whimsicott, right? That's his name. It's got Prankster, really annoying Pokemon. It used to be really good with specs in like RU and NU a couple generations ago. Now, it's kind of just hanging out in RU. I don't really know what it does, but it's just normal, special attacking, fast, Prankster, shenanigans, you know. Got Switcheroo, Tailwind, Stunspore, you name it. And then it can like run U-Turn, Moonblast, Energy Ball Psychic on the offensive end. It's definitely a nice Pokemon, but not like anything superb. I'm going to go ahead and put it right above Klefki, below Slurpuff. Yeah, I think that's pretty fitting. Both Pokemon have flirted in NU, both in Slurpuff, but have gotten either moved up or gotten banned at points in time either. I think Whimsicott actually stayed in NU for a long-ass time last generation, though. Yeah, and this generation, now it's not even NU, it's an RU, which is cool for it. And last but not least, we got Wigglytuff, the best special Dragon Ball counter in the history of competitive Pokemon, but that aside, it's got shit-based defenses, so it can really only pick one to invest in and be decent, so it's not great. I don't really think it's used like in NU anyway. I don't know. I'm going to put it below Mawile. Yeah, it's nothing special, but shout out to Tiermaker for helping set this up, though. I've been doing all these on this website, Tiermaker. So yeah, but anyway, these are my rankings for all the fully evolved fairy types, aside for the little white ones, but it's cool. I think I'm going to leave it like this. There's a nice parity. We got, 2, but one bottom, but then it's like 5 or 4 in these tiers, which is pretty representative of how they place, I'd say. So yeah, but this is not it. Much like the ghost type video, we're going to go through all the fairy types that have even the tiniest shred of a niche in metagame and just a set they could use, because why the hell not? And we're also going to go over potential counterplay to them. So yeah, this video, since there are a lot of cool fairy types, we're going to be going over a lot of them. So buckle up, guys. We're only at about the halfway mark of the video, and there's definitely a lot of cool stuff coming on. Alright guys, we're back. So after 15 minutes of ranking all the fairy types, as I'm sure you just saw, so I don't know, I'm reiterating it again like I did last video. We're going to go over the fairy types that are pretty solid, know you, then the fairy types that are kind of there, could be used, and the fairy types that, you know, they're fun. I'll say that optimistically. And again, if you guys could subscribe, it'd mean the world to me. We just hit 3,000 subscribers today, which is amazing. So shout out to all you guys who supported that. But honestly, I have super high heights for this channel that I want to hit, and I want to help all you guys get better and also just enjoy the game and, you know, just see casual Pokemon stuff. So why the hell not? Give me a subscription, because apparently only about 55 to 60% of you guys that watch these videos regularly are subscribed. So I'd love to make that 75 to 80%. So let's get there, guys. Let's keep going. Let's fight all the way. 3,000, forget about it. Let's get to 5,000 ASAP. So big shout out to everyone who's been supporting me lately. But anyway, let's talk about these fairy types. Sorry for that little self-plug. So this first one we got, of course, is Magearna. And yeah, this is kind of an order of like what I think is best to, you know, next, if you will. Not like fully. I guess you could put Hatterene above Togekiss in my eyes. But yeah, so Magearna, first one. Calm Mind, Iron Defense. This spread's pretty cool, actually. It outruns Beldrum, Azumarill, all Marowak, and also Conkeldurr. And I guess like Bulk Up Corviknight if that ever comes into play as well. But yeah, you run Calm Mind, Iron Defense, and then with this bulk, you always live a Pyro Ball from Cinderace after spikes. You could even run Weakness Policy over Leftovers. And also, with the special defense, it lets you live 2 Life Orb Focus plus Malakazam after Stealth Rock, or 1+2 from Fall. So yeah. And then the 4 special attack, actually at +1, always lets you 2-Hit Bisharp, which is super important as well. If that ever comes into play, like say you Iron Defense, it switches in, it wants to Swords Dance, and you Calm Mind up, and then you can just 2-Hit it on the spot, because Story Power can hit it. So yeah, always been 4 special attack on this Magearna, but anyway, it's a really solid Pokemon in my eyes. This is one of the more polarizing sets at the moment. So let me know what you think of this set and Magearna in general in the comments. Yeah, I also made a video on it, so check that out. But to stop plugging myself, I'm going to say just some other sets you can use are specs. I just mixed up my words. This Trick, same with Scarf and Trick. Shift Gear 3 attacks or Shift Gear combined. You could run pivot sets with Eerie Impulse to lower special attack for the opponents by 2 and force them out with Pain Split, you know, or even full on Assault Vest. And then there's also like Trick Room sets. This goes on and on and on. There's so many moves we could use. You know, on top of that, Encore is a cool move we showcased on a web team a couple days ago. But yeah, Magearna is pretty hot in the metagame right now. It's definitely one of the better Pokemon, if not one of the best Pokemon. Next up, we have Clefable, which used to have that title, but kind of fell down a bit. This is my favorite set right now, not the Wishport set, just because a lot of things take advantage of the free turns the Wishport set give in a less passive metagame that we're experiencing at the moment. People have shifted from saying, oh no, Clefable's broken, to oh no, offensive Pokemon are broken, because, you know, they're never going to shut up. But truth be told, I love that the metagame's more bulky offensive-centric right now. I think it's pretty dope, all things considered. But yeah, Clefable. This set lets you live a +2 Hawlucha Acrobatics after the item has been removed, of course, and also any 2-hits from Adamant or Shifu besides Poison Jab. So yeah, it's pretty practical, and you still have special defense to help check things like weaker Shadow Balls and Hexes from Dragapult. Unfortunately, it's worse off against Specs, Aegislash, Shadow Ball, and Kyurem's Ice Beam, but those Pokemon have fallen in popularity a ton, and you tend to pair these things with like things like Steel types and Mandibuzz, so checking those things respectively is very possible besides this, just given how structures have kind of formed. So yeah, that's why I like running physical defense on Clefable right now, and Knockoff and Thunder Wave are just really practical moves. Thunder Wave is just amazing in the metagame right now, really underrated, and I might even make a video on paralysis in the metagame, so stay tuned for that. But anyway, it's really superb. It still can run plus special defense despite all the physical bulk, because the special defense stat's higher, and it still helps with sponging things like Rotom Heat, getting paralysis off on Volcarona. You know, Dragapult's a huge one. Weaker versions of Magearna, just pivoting into them and then crippling them and getting out of here, you know. The list goes on. Getting paralysis off on Pex is huge as well. Next up, we have Azumarill. Big bad belly drummer. It forces really specific counterplay, especially on offensive team, but +6 is just mad good. Just to reiterate what it's great at, Luring, things like Slowbro, Toxapex, 10 growth, Corviknight, you know, Amoonguss, etc. But you belly drum as they come in, and then +6 attacks, despite them potentially checking like Choice Band or Assault Vest. No. +6 attacks are just wrecking through them, one-shotting all of them. Even 10 growth after Stealth Rock, I believe. If not at full, it might be a roll, but yeah. It's just really good at that, and +6 Aqua Jet's devastating for its offense. You're going to have to keep your like Dragapult or, you know, insert fast water resist healthy here. Just because like if Dragapult or Hydreigon can take a couple rounds of Stealth Rocks, it's game over. It's just really good in OU metagame right now, and it forces a lot of like specific team building conventions, if you will. Next up, we got Grimmsnarl. It's just there for setting up screens. The attack is cool. You're always going to 2-kill Mandibuzz with that attack, and the bulk lets you live in a drill from an Iron Head from Drill, not a Drill from Iron Head. Oh my god, no. An Iron Head from Drill. You just pump the rest in special defense, because why the hell not? I guess it's good against Alakazam, and tanking Moonblast from Klefki. You actually live a Life Orb. You live 2 Life Orb Moonblasts behind Light Screen, I believe, or 1 from Full with the spread. So yeah, that's helpful too. But yeah, Grimmsnarl is a pretty dope Pokemon design-wise. It's actually one of my favorite aesthetically. It just looks kind of like this like badass villain Pokemon, if you will, but it's just kind of a mere supportive presence with Light Screen and Reflect with Light Clay. So yeah, next up we have the OG Magic Bouncer Generation 8 metagame. Before people started using Teleport Xatu initially, they started using Hatterene a ton in the Dynamax metagame, and thankfully for us, Hatterene has more sticking power than Xatu. It's still used nowadays, sporadically on the ladder. This bulky set has an EV spread to always live an Adamant Wicked Blow from Urshifu, live an Iron Head from Drill, always, even if it's Adamant, so long as it's not Life Orb, live a +2 Shadow Sneak from the rare non-claw / Iron Head variant of Swords Dance Aegislash that you see with like King Shield. We've been seeing a little more in this metagame in particular to help check things like Cinderace and I guess kind of scout out the Guts users like Conkeldurr and Heracross. Maybe it's just me. I ran into a dude using it 3 times last night, but whatever. I guess it's another character worth noting. But the main idea of the spread was to tank Urshifu. Then the special attack helps getting a one-shot against things like Hydreigon with the weak-ass Draining Kiss. 12 special defense is good for... I think it was for opposing Fable, but also, you know what? I'm blanking, guys. I'm sorry. I just don't remember. And the speed is just out on Peck. So yeah, it's a really cool Pokemon, and Magic Bounce is amazing against things like Ferrothorn, Toxapex, etc. So yeah, really cool to make use of, and the coverage with the dual stab plus Mystical Fire is just superb. Next up, we have Togekiss. You could use Boots or Leftovers. Just a nasty plat set is great. You could also run Trick Choice. With a little support or on a hyper offensive team, it's mad good against things that aren't like Rotom Heat or Zero Aura, and Zero Aura is dying out a little bit, so that's cool. But yeah, Togekiss is just a demon to deal with, and it also has great typing in the Urshifu metagame. So yeah, maybe even some bulkier sets with like Roost could be cool as well. Anyway, let's get into the second tier fairies now. We're not going to go into as much detail about them as we are approaching the 22 or at the 22-minute mark now. But anyway, Weezing is actually pretty decent in the metagame. If I'm putting ahead of OU Pokemon like Mimikyu, Primarina, and I guess Ninetales. Is Ninetales OU by classification? Yeah, it is. Okay, just because everyone's using their mom are using Veil right now, I guess. But anyway, Weezing is really cool because it checks Urshifu, but also Neutralizing Gas is great. And it also has this new move called Corrosive Gas to shred your item. It can run Toxic Spikes, it can run Defog, it can run Aromatherapy, it can run Taunt, it can run Thunderbolt, it can run Flamethrower, etc. This is just a sample set I quite like because in Maya, Strange Steam, and Sludge Bomb are amazing moves using it, and Pansplit as well. But you could run anything in like the 3rd or 4th slot, really. It's mad versatile, and you can run physically defensive just because you got 120 base defense, which is mad good. So yeah, I used it in a live the other day with all 3 of the starters from Generation 8. It was kind of fun to use that team and have a lot of success with it, so definitely check that out. But anyway, yeah, Neutralizing Gas is just a super practical ability. I mean, if you're facing an Azumarill, you're stonewalling it all of a sudden because it loses huge power. It basically invalidates their abilities, for those of you who didn't know that. So yeah, it's a bit of a departure from the normal days of Levitate Weezing, but it's really cool. And definitely try out Galarian Weezing. It's kind of an underrated Pokemon metagame. It's just hard to fit because there are so many better fairies as we just outlined. But yeah, speaking of fairies that could be better, we have Mimikyu, a Pokemon that I really dislike. It's really weak. It has a cool ability that's its only saving grace. Probably don't use it. That's it. I don't want to give it any more airtime. Primarina, Stub Command was much better in the Power metagame, but now I think Specs with Flip Turn is the main reason to use it. And even then, it's seldom utilized, unfortunately, but it hits really strong. I mean, as you see here, it's got that 126 base special attack, because, you know, they got to give the starters 1 OP stat. And Primarina, it's the the special attack. No, not the physical attack. That would help with Flip Turn. But yeah, it's still pretty strong. Can break your cores. But Chansey, you got to Flip Turn into, you know. And it's prediction reliant. But yeah, it's pretty solid. Next up, we have Ninetales Alola, just a staple on Aura Veil teams, setting up Veil with Hail. Yeah, I just rhymed, hell yeah. It also has Hypnosis and Encore, you know, Freeze Dry. You can run Special Attack, Moonblast, Nasty Plot, whatever, but it always is used for Veil as a lead, pretty much, or like with lead Drill. So yeah, or lead Mew, I guess. But yeah, it's okay, not amazing. I don't love Veil. It's not my favorite type of cheese. You know, for those wondering what type of cheese I like, I guess maybe I'll make a cheese tasting video. Nah, off brand. I get it. That was not funny. No. I've had some hits on this channel for sure, but that was a miss. That was a really bad miss, guys. You're gonna have to forgive me for that one. Oh boy, that's when you know it's 1:30 a.m. Finch is recording. There's gonna be more misses than hits for sure. But anyway, we got Sylveon, the Pokemon that was unfortunately just killed by Clefable. This spread in particular, which will have a +2 modest Hydreigon Flash Cannon 100% of the time. And you just pimp out the physical defense, which is dope because it only has base 65, which is kind of similar stat-wise to Clef, but unfortunately, well, Pixelite makes it a stronger Pokemon due to Hyper Voice being bolstered. It does lose Magic Guard, so it's like taking status and hazards and whatnot, sand/hail damage, if you will. So it's limited, but it's one of the best Pokemon in UU, and it has that niche in OU, specifically alongside Life Orb, Clefable, or Utility Clefable. So, yeah, maybe they'll be brought back at some point. I don't know. My boy Pokesaba, the dude who always is lobbying to move Sylveon up in the viability rankings, might want that. So if you're watching that, bro, shout out to you. Thank you for your enthusiasm about Sylveon. But next up, we got Rabombi. All right, we're going with Rabombi. It's a sticky whip setter. It's really fast. It hits okay with Moonblast, Stun Spore, It's kind of lingered in OU usage. You'll probably see it pop up again on Infestation of sticky whip teams in OLT. So give it a month and a half or two, and you'll see more of it. But right now, it's kind of second tier sticky whip setter to Shuckle in my eyes. And even Araquanid honestly could be better. But yeah, it's cool. It has some nice utility. In UU, it runs heavy duty boots a lot. It's all right. It's just a fast Pokemon that is able to check a couple of things. It's just, it's kind of practical, but on paper, it's kind of dog shit, I guess. That's how I put it. Just look at the bulk, 60, 60, 70, forget about it. So yeah, don't let it be your wall to tank anything, because it's really not durable. But Sticky Webs is cool, Fire Typing is cool, Speed is cool. Stun Spore, the drill by now. Yeah, so now the Pokemon, if you're using these in OU, you're probably scraping the bottom of the barrel, but they're still decent. We got Clefairy, a Pokemon that I've used a lot with Clefable as the original father and son, but real more like mother and daughter combination before I brought out the Hydreigon's Availus. So check the Hydreigon's Availus video out. It's one of my favorite laddering instances posted on my channel. It actually kind of blew up. But yeah, no, Clefairy with Clefable. It actually kind of does the same things. It can Wishport as well, but personally I prefer this set, Stealth Rock. You pair it with Wishport Clef. Yeah, max special defense. It helped eject things like Jerem and Dragapult, I guess, but it still, it wasn't amazing. Moonblast does a lot less. I even used Seismic Toss at some point. In NU, you actually can run this set, but with Toxic, which is really cool. But yeah, no, you prefer Thunder Wave probably. Next we have Gardevoir, a really good UU Pokemon over the generations, and Mega Gardevoir was pretty solid in OU Generation 6 at times. Never really had sticking power. Last generation it was never seen either, but yeah, no. Gardevoir's been a solid lower tier Pokemon last 2 generations. RU, UU type. Now it's good in UU, I think it's still UU right now. Yeah, it is UU, but anyway, it is mad hard with special attacks. It's got cool coverage, Focus Blast, Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt on top of Psychic with Moonblast. And Q's Trick was, Specs is probably the best in OU. I see Scout's a little more in UU, but yeah, definitely a solid Pokemon. One of my favorite Pokemon design-wise as well, But next up, we got Klefki, a Pokemon that's dog shit. It just really easy to take advantage of. Set spikes up, abuse Prankster with status, foul play, whatever. It's just not really good at anything. It's not distinct, and you already know how it's doing, so, why bother? But anyway, there's also Silvally Fairy. I guess in OU, it's kind of okay, especially if you run a Nature on it, which I'm currently giving it because apparently it didn't save before my B. But yeah, Swords Dance, Multi-Attack, Psychic Fang, Flame Charge. Figured it's the best coverage. Flame Charge for things like Ferrothorn, and I guess Chip and Corviknight, although not going to really do much to it or Skarmory or Magearna. Psychic Fangs for Tox Specs and Tangrowth, and just Multi-Attack everything else. The Fairy coverage just as a mono attack. If you had, let's say, Flare Blitz or Earthquake, it'd be really good, but unfortunately it's not, so that's a wrap. Thankfully, though, it keeps things like this in RU and NU without that coverage, so lower tiers have more options, so I don't mind it personally. But yeah, Silvally Fairy is kind of lit. Definitely really good in RU, but yeah, not in OU so much. Shiinotic, kind of OG Zero Aura. People are like, oh damn, I used this for a day or two to check Zero Aura when it got released, but yeah, no, truth be told, it's nothing superb. Especially not in OU, but it was pretty cool in NU when people use Silvally Water, Dragon, and Dark all the time. But nowadays, it's a bit less up there. Yeah, but it has cool options like Effect Spore with Spore, the move, and Strength Tap for recovery. So, also has Thunder Wave, which I didn't even know, so I just why not slap it on? Yellow Magic's pretty dope. And last but not least, we got Wigglytuff, the best counter to special Dragapult in the game, but even a +0 Life Orb Adamant Stillwind can take it out after Stealth Rock. So yeah, look at these defenses. It's got 45-50 defenses, so real dire at 127 stat, even with the 140 HP. So yeah, Wigglytuff's never going to be used in OU, but it's kind of funny. It can be Wish Teleport. Since its special attack is kind of low, I give it Seismic Toss because I don't want to use Hyper Voice as my only attack. It doesn't get Moonblast for some unknown reason, and I'm not using Dazzling Imp. So yeah, screw it, Seismic Toss. But it has kind of a funny, good move pool. All these moves and then some. But yeah, no, I'd probably use this if I were to use it, Wishport, because why the hell not? But yeah, no. So be sure to subscribe. Hint, hint, hint. But there are also some checks and counters we're going to get into. The first, so it's just kind of by usage, I guess. Tox Specs, just naturally with Haze sets, resisting Fairy, it's going to be really good against most of these guys besides the Psychic types or the ones with strong Psychic / ground coverage, if you will. Magearna, while it is one of them, it also resists them, which is amazing. The Eerie Impulse, Pain Split sets are good. Last generation was able to hard swap things like Combine Clefable too, and opposing Shift Gear or Combine Magearna. So yeah, of course it is one of them, so I don't really want to say it's countering all of them, but yeah, Drill has become a great answer to things like Magearna and Clef. So yeah, it's great. Iron Head just does a million to all of the fairies. Earthquake hits things like Magearna as well that can neutralize Iron Head but takes super effective damage in return. And yeah, it's also able to spin away their hazards, so yeah. Just a really good measure against fairy types. Same with Rotom Heat that could set up on most of them besides like the Azumarills and the Marowaks of the world. Marowak's not a fairy type. I don't know why I said Marowak. Hold the phone. Besides the Azumarills and let's go with the Primarinas of the world. Yeah, sure. Okay, that works. But yeah, that's solid. Corviknight, it's just a fire resist with U-turn or Iron Head potentially, defog their hazards away, etc. Wall them, And Marowak, speaking of it, I guess that's why I brought it up. Not only does it resist fairy, but it just pummels through all of them with Poltergeist or Flare Blitz. So yeah, it's pretty solid. Do not use Cursed Body though. Please use Lightning Rod or Rock Head if you're using Flare Blitz. Anyway, but yeah, no, there's just not a ton to go into here. The others, I'm just gonna go through the Pokemon. Ferrothorn, Volcarona, Ferrothorn, Volcarona, Amoonguss, Aegislash, Cinderace, and Gengar. All of them are resists and they can take advantage of it. Ferrothorn set up hazards, Volcarona set up Quiver Dances, Amoonguss, Status, Regenerator, Aegislash, a whole slew of offensive options. Cinderace, bulk up or just muscle through with Pyro Ball. You can even run Gunk Shot nowadays, which is cool for Azumarill, and I guess also for others, although it didn't really need to run it beforehand when all the other fairy types run in metagame, so really just Azumarill. Gengar can set up in their faces if you use just poison moves that are pretty strong. And yeah, then you got Jirachi, which is like an amazing answer to Primarina. Amazing answer to Magearna and Clefable. Kind of like mix the two Pokemon in game one, if you will. Salazzle, which has seen some niche this generation. Obviously, 4 times resistant to Fairies. It took advantage of Clefaiton. Talonflame, which never really took off, unfortunately. Chandelure, which had its moments in the pre-DLC metagame with Choice Specs and was able to abuse Clefable. Skarmory is like sort of a resist, but it's not really good in a special end, and most of these Pokemon are special attackers, so that's why I list Corviknight all the way up there. And Skarmory down here. But yeah, no, it has its moments. And last but not least, we got Chansey, which it's not a fairy resist, but it walls like 2/3 of these Pokemon, and just 2/3 of Pokemon of any type besides fighting. So yeah, there's Chansey for you. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the tier list and the little analysis of all the fairy types, what they do, and potential resist /check /counters. If you like this type of content, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of fairy types. What is your favorite fairy type competitively? What's your least favorite fairy type competitively? What do you think about Magearna? And be sure to, again, subscribe and comment. And, throw a like my way if you could. Have a great day, guys. It's Finch. Peace.